I'm not mad at that though. I'm not mad at that
Hold
when people say
on,
that at
I
all.
disagree. To me, it go Forest Hills, the off season, then Born Center. We're sleeping on the off
Excuse me?
season.
What
You
you
sleep
just say?
the off season? Are y'all
What?
sleep?
Welcome to the TKAA podcast, also known as the Know It All podcast. I am your host today, Don King with 3Gs. To my left, something chill. To my right, Wrestling Geek. And today we have a special video, a music video reaction that we haven't done in a long time. Kendrick Lamar dropped, what was it? November 22nd, 12 p.m. Friday. GNX. So it's been a big year for music as far as the this is and everything going on. So I think this is a good bow to the year for Kendrick. I think Drake and Party's supposed to still drop their little joint R&B tape. And Cole maybe should still drop, so maybe we'll get music from them. But yeah, we have Kendrick Lamar. We have 12 tracks. And before we dive into that, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Know It All Podcast YT, TikTok, Know It All Podcast, YouTube, Know It All Podcast, and these are our personal Instagrams below. Also, subscribe to Wrestling Geek as well, for wrestling content and everything else. So yeah, let's go get right into it. Um, we're gonna stay with our same formatting of music. We're just gonna kind of break down each song. So the first song on the album GNX, Whacked Out Murals. We'll do Tim. We'll do Tim, Terrence, and me.
Oh, the first song?
Yeah, Whacked Out Murals.
This is the first song I favorite. Well, it's the first song you listen to, but I favorite this song immediately. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Okay. Do y'all wanna let's leave ratings towards the end for this album. Like let's do an overall rating. But you can still tell us like your top two, top three favorite songs. So I'm assuming it's just your favorite.
This is up there.
Okay. Okay.
It might be number one, actually.
So you got anything else more to say about it?
Nah, it was a
Okay.
good.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna say before. Oh, I said Terrence, didn't I? My bad. Go ahead, Terrence.
I'm a minimalistic person on this sound of track. I'm just the whole album. I know we didn't get there yet. We're talking about one specific song, but the whole album I kind of got like a West Coast vibe from it. Just wanted to state that from the beginning. This song is good. All the songs are good, but this song I like it. It's a good way to kick off an album. Like I said, like we said with the last one we did, you have to have a good start. You can't just start off slow and flat. You got to have a good start to keep people engaged throughout the beginning, through the album. And he does a really good job with that. And I feel like this song is no different from how he would start with any other album.
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna say. I have to say this before the album, before we get to the end. So this is the very first album, personally to me. I could be wrong. This is my opinion. This is personally, I think, Kendrick's freest album as far as creativity. He's always been creative, but now that he has his own PG Lang, with Baby Keem, all the other people, he's able to have his own narrative, bring on his own features and other artists that he wants on there. And of course, he still got the connections he already built with TDE and like SZA, all these other people. But to me, this was like Kendrick's freest album. Like it's just him, and he chose violence this whole album. I mean, I didn't expect it the whole entire album, but he chose violence the whole album. He doubled down, he tripled down, he quadrupled down to everything that happened since the beef earlier this year. And Whacked Out Murals possessed that. Honestly, it possessed that. Someone actually messed up his mural. I saw it on a podcast. I don't know where it is, but that's why it's called Whacked Out Murals. Like somebody actually vandalized one of his murals somewhere. I don't know where, but I should have probably got the information. But I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. You can't believe everything on the internet. But I heard it from one of the podcast people I watch. They're pretty cool. So, yeah, man, like White That Mirrors was a sinister, evil from the Latin European samples. Everything that intro is crazy. That intro is insane. He even addressed the Super Bowl stuff with Lil Wayne and all that stuff going on.
Crazy.
He pretty much said it ain't F Drake no more. It's everybody. And if you to go, I like that. Personally, I like that. Pretty strong song. Like that was pretty strong song. And the West Coast thing, I think it's perfect because Not Like Us was obviously the West Coast vibe. We got DJ Mustard. Um, so this whole thing makes sense because it's riding the coattail off of everything that just happened. The West Coast made sense after this, especially with Drake using the Pac Snoop little AI stuff. It just makes sense to go West Coast vibe. But what I also like about it is West Coast, but it also has Mob Boss, like from the European ladies singers, like those samples that be in the beginning of the songs. I think when I hear it, I think of Mob Boss. Like that's how evil he sounds to me, especially on this first track. I think of a Mob Boss, like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just killing.
Yeah.
He killing. That's what I get. So I like it. So yeah, Whacked Out Mirrors is very
I
strong,
ain't
and I
gonna
think
lie.
the longest song on this album, I believe.
Yeah, I did
Um,
this album. The West Coast vibe for me at first got a little annoying, and I had to re-listen to it and re-understand. Okay, you're coming from your standpoint of
yeah,
what happened after the beef. So
I
okay,
mean, you got to think about it. Like we're not from the West. I'm not particularly fond of West Coast music. It just depends on the artist and depends on how it sounds. Um, but I'll dive more into the sound sonically. But I mean, I don't love West Coast music, honestly. Genuinely, I don't really care for it. I grew up in Atlanta. You know, I'm from the Carolinas, but I grew up in Atlanta, so it's like, I don't. This is not really my thing. But yeah, Whacked Up Murals. Track 2, Squabble Up. Tim,
this was definitely one of them songs I had to listen to twice.
Me too.
Squabble Up, Squabble Up, Squabble Up.
I'm like,
Super West Coast vibe. Man,
But
this shit
that's why
be-
I feel. But that's why I feel like he's free. Like he still has a concept. Kendrick has a concept, regardless of how free I say he is. But his chorus, they're more catchy and addictive versus actually just you see what I'm saying? Like his
I
bridges and choruses are very just simple on this album. Like they're
I
just very
agree.
boom.
I agree with what you say about his freest because this whole album is just controlled chaos.
Yeah. Like I would have never imagined a Kendrick song with the whole chorus squabble up.
Right.
I wouldn't. So that's why I say like maybe the PG Lang was his direction to be able to put other artists on. I mean, obviously with Baby King, like to have that type of vibe, but like most of the time, I you're always gonna get complex music from him. But this is just the freest tape to me in his whole discography that where he's still rapping, it's still a concept front to back, but he feels more free, it's more laid back, it's more of him. That's how it feels to me. Um, but yeah, keep going for Squabble. If you have anything to say, you said you had to listen to it a couple times.
No, that's it. Really,
Do you like the song? It's okay.
it's okay.
You like the
Not
song?
really.
Okay.
I
this
didn't. I didn't favorite it.
it's not like bad or anything. It's not my favorite. I do like the like I said, like Dylan said, we're not West Coast anything. Georgia born, all that good stuff. But I like the beat. I like old school West Coast beats, if that makes sense. Like I just like the vibe of it.
Yeah, I don't think that one would be. There is definitely some older, old school West Coast on here. I wouldn't say Squabble Up is. That's definitely more upbeat. Um, okay, so this is what I would say, and I'm sure for all of our people that are our music lovers that are tuned into this video, I'm sure that y'all know Squabble Up was the snippet at the end of Not Like Us. I didn't know if y'all knew that, but it was. If you watch the Not Like Us video, he Squabble Up comes up like the first 10, 15 seconds. So as soon as I heard Squabble Up, I knew that's what it was. I didn't know the name of the song, obviously, but I knew that's what it was. Squabble Up is just one of those kind of dancey ones that is gonna get everybody in the West, especially, or anybody that likes West Coast music to get up. I don't think it's a song to take too serious. Of course, he's rapping. Kendrick's always gonna be rapping, but as far as like the song overall, I like it. It's not like amazing, but I think it's good enough to like dance to and just to have fun. It's a vibey song to me. It's a vibe song to me. But track 3, Luther. He actually has other features, but now since we're a couple days after the album, or a day after, I don't know, a couple days. Um, he has SZA on here. I already knew it was SZA by the voice, but yeah, track 3, Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. Um, how do we feel about that one? Also, let me say this real quick. It was a good. I like the sample that he used in Squabble Up. I forgot to say that. I didn't take notes for this one because I listened to it 2 or 3, 4 times in, so I kind of memorized. I like the sample that he used on Squabble Up. But anyway, yeah, track 3, Tim.
Luther.
Luther is the. I don't know how to describe it without
No,
giving
I
it
had
up.
to. I had a favorite.
You have a
No, I
favorite?
probably did. Like I had to re-listen to it again.
It's the sample with
This the one with Sis.
SZA.
yeah. But the sample is I'm trying to think. Luther Vandross, obviously, but I'm trying to remember the song name. I remember. I forgot the song name. But it's beautiful to me. I'll speak on it real quick, then I'll let Terrence go. Um, that's my favorite so far in two songs, 2 days in. Luther's my favorite song on here. I'm a more of an R&B guy anyway, so I liked how him and SZA can go back and forth and harmonize with each other a little bit. It's a very calm song, and sonically, it's beautiful. It's classical music in there. If you could throw a classical music in anything for me. I mean, I could say anything, but most things, I'm good to go. Um, One of my favorite genres to produce with. He does it all on Luther. The samples are amazing. The original songs are amazing. What they did, that's my favorite song so far. I have other ones, but like I said, it's 2 days in. And with Kendrick, you gotta do more listens with him. So it's like, but right now that's my favorite one.
So for everybody watching, like Don said, you have to do more when it comes to Kendrick, and I think my problem was I only got to listen to it fully one time, so that's why I'm kind of
Yeah,
giving
that's not
short
enough.
answers. But I mean, as of right now, that's my favorite song. I'm playing it as we're doing. That's why I keep muting myself. But as of right now, that's my favorite song. I'm a sucker for R&B music. That's my favorite genre of music.
Luther is just
Best thing.
that sample come in, that beat come in, it got me right away. Like my first listening got me right away. I knew to go back to Luther. So yeah, it's my favorite, bro. That song's amazing.
As of right now, unless something else come up, which I'm still listening as we do it. So, but as of right now, it's first. Unless it's another R&B song here that I don't know about. Since I
Yeah,
finished it,
it
yeah,
is. I'll get back to you. I'll let you know when it comes up.
I gotta redo
Oh,
it. For this
you
ain't gonna be
talking
a
about the
proper
one where
review.
he's singing, right?
Dodger Blue, track
Yeah.
8, Dodger Blue, and it's him and someone else, but he's not really singing. He's more of like it's melodic rap, but not melodic rap like Don Toliver. But someone else is actually singing on the chorus. I don't know who it is because I could look at Genius, but I'm not. I'm just looking at Apple Music. But that's number 8. But we'll get to that. But yeah, like Terrence said, to piggyback on it, like with Kendrick, he just one of the artists you have to listen to more. He's going to be very conceptual. His double entendres, returning quadruple entendres. It's just you just have to listen to him genuinely. And we didn't say this, but we love short albums. 12 songs, bravo. Honestly, bravo. Um, and 44 minutes, and a lot was said in those 44 minutes. It wasn't like it was just nothing that he was saying. I think 12 tracks is perfect. I don't know if he'll do a deluxe with this one. Like we said, the Super Bowl is coming up from him, so he's gonna have new music to perform. But yeah, you gotta take your time with Kendrick, and that's cool. I know to get my mind right when it comes to him. Um, so yeah, anybody want to add anything else for track 3? We can move on. Track 4, Man at the Garden. Tim,
I ain't like this one. I think I skipped this one.
it's too slow for you. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I went back and re-listened to it. I think it was just too slow.
Okay. Actually, we'll do the so to give Terrence a little bit more time to re-memorize the songs. We'll go in order of how we are now. So we'll do Tim, me, then you. So it'll give you a little bit more time. So I'll go. Um, Man at the Garden is a very deep song. If you actually, I don't want to tell too much. I honestly want people to like, if they're actual Kendrick lovers, to go listen to it themselves. But It's a very deep song. I knew you wouldn't like it, just because of how slow it is. But it's not R&B slow. It's just slow. It's
It's
really
not a
slow.
it's not a bad song though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Not one of the ones that you have to go back to, which is fine. Like we don't
It's still,
always have to go back
you
to
know,
it.
it's crazy. It's still favorite. It's just
Yeah.
I'm not gonna outright just go to this song. I gotta be in that mood.
No, but I understand that because it's like it's just one of those like you can acknowledge that there's no bad songs, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna go back to them. Like some songs just not might you be your vibe, and I didn't think Man at the Garden was gonna be your vibe. Man at the Garden is I love if you listen to it, it's very deep, it's very lo-fi ambient, low key sad. Like it's you can hear rain in the background if you listen closely in the beginning. It's rain throughout the whole song that he's talking. So it's a deep song if you listen to it with everything. But I like Man in the Garden too. Um, yeah, I like Man in the Garden too.
Oh, this is a slow song. Listening to it now, it's very slow. I do hear the rain in the background. Actually, I'm glad you pointed that out. Um, I can see why some people won't like it because a lot of people nowadays like up tempo music, which is fine. Everybody got different purposes and different tastes. I I heard this song. I liked it. I think this is. I don't think it's better than the one with SZA, Luther, but I think this is a pretty solid song for what it is. At least, like I said, the pace in which you do stuff, like we said in the last one, you have to. If you're gonna change up pace, make it make sense within the timing of the album. So I don't know what the next one is. When I listen to it, maybe it'll, I guess, speed up or slow back down or stay at
Yeah,
the same
I
speed.
know what it sounds like. So yeah,
So we just have to see as it keep going. But I like it. I mean, that's two songs I heard it so far. I didn't, like I said, the first one's cool. Squabble Up is not really my go-to for this album anyway. Like I said, the
hmm
past two, this one and Luther, I'd heart it, and then I get to the next one in a minute.
okay. Track 5. Hey now. So Tim, you go.
Hey now, I'm trying to remember how I go.
The chorus is like I wish we could play it, but copyright.
Right.
I think the chorus go like, "Hey now, say now, hey now, say now," like that. It's like a hip hoppy song. It's like slower. It's not super super fast. It's slow. He's listening to it now. He can tell me if I'm wrong. That's how the chorus go. And he got a feature on that song too. I just don't know who it is. I think it's "Hey now, say now." I'm not sure. I can turn it down to see if the lyrics pop up. But it's like it's a hip hoppy song. It's definitely a change of pace from Man to Garden, which I think you need to do because yeah, hey now say now, yeah, that's the chorus. Um, I think you need to have a change of pace when you have Man to Garden because of how slow it is. Personally, so
True.
it definitely speeds back up. But hey now, another solid song I would say. I mean, I don't really have much to say about Hey Now because it's not one of my favorites, but I can acknowledge it's a good song. And if it came back on, I would listen to it. It has a good bop to it, but it's not one of my favorites. Like
It's kind
it's
of
not one of my
catchy pop.
favorites. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites though, but it's cool though. I like it.
It's not trash. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's like kind of middle of the song. I mean, middle of the song. It's like a middle of the pack type of song. Again, the beat is kind of catchy. I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, I don't really like
Yeah,
it.
the beat very simple, but it's infectious. Like yeah, it's good. It's
It's,
it's it's a West Coast beat. It's a West Coast beat, I would say.
I don't like it. Next,
Oh wow.
sorry,
So,
Kendrick.
I thought you said you just liked it. I'm confused. You said
I
oh
like
you
the
said you
beat.
didn't. That's what I'm talking about. I said
Well,
the beat is a West Coast beat.
I
The
like
hi
that
hats.
part.
The hi hats. Okay.
Yeah, but everything else is a no for me.
Okay. You want to move on to reincarnated?
I actually hearted this one before I re-listened, so I actually heard it, so I must have
Hold
liked
on.
it.
I saw that this song came out before this album, didn't it?
No.
Maybe I'm tripping.
You want me to start and then you go?
Yeah.
All right. Track 6 reincarnated is I would say a song that if you really want to understand it, you would have to sit down and read the lyrics while he's rapping because it's so much symbolism in it. Um, a lot of irony too. Reincarnated is probably one of my favorites, just off the meaning and the concept of this track itself and what it means to the whole album. I don't want to say too much, like I said, but track 6 is a great song. Reincarnated is an older hip hop beat for sure. He
I was
is
about to say, this a Tupac beat on
he's embodying Tupac and he's rapping like Tupac.
that
So you're
song sounds so
100% correct.
familiar. I heard it, so I had to like it.
He speaks from different people, different point of views. It's like I said, it's a great song. Reincarnated is probably one of my favorites so far.
It'd probably be second for me. I still like Luther.
So yeah, that's how Reincarnated is.
Well, again, I like it. I like the beat. I heard it from the jump before we even got back into doing it. I had it heard it, so it must have been a good song. But then I heard the beat, and I think that's one reason I like it. Like I said, I like old school.
Yeah, that's
West
an
Coast
old school West Coast beat. That's a Pac beat, and that's one of his idols. So that comes with it. Um, anything to add for track 6 still? Okay. Track 7. I had an idea, but I'll save it for later. Track 7, TV Off. TV Off is another hype song. And TV Off is probably one of my favorites too. There's a little beat switch in the end, in the middle. I like it. It's actually going viral because he's yelling mustard because it's a mustard beat and he's yelling mustard at the end. So people have already like taken that to social media. TV Off. I think a lot of people are going to like, and it's going to go crazy on TikTok. Not because I think he wanted to go crazy on TikTok, but because it's so sonically close to Not Like Us. Like it's so sonically close. It's probably the same thing. They just delayed I think it's the horns. I think trumpets. They delayed them, so it's not as prominent as Not Like Us was, but it's pretty much the same thing. But he talking different too. So I think people are going. I think a lot of people's favorite song will be TV Off.
That's most definitely a TikTok song.
Then they do the same. Then J. Cole and 21 do the same thing with that. What beat they had? That
Oh God!
It was on one of 21's albums. No, on that I Am I Was.
I Am I Was. What song was that?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. They did that beat twice. They remade that beat.
Oh, they did.
Kind of did the same thing with this.
Oh,
this is a TikTok song.
Well, this is what probably happened because I say this plenty of times. I'll say it more. I'm a producer, so what probably happened is when Not Like Us was made, this was made shortly after, or probably right after. That's probably what happened. Which is not a bad thing. Like you can do whatever you want. I appreciate it. I like TV Off. That's one of my other favorites on this album. TV Off. It's hype. I heard all this in the car at first listen. So that's another thing too. You're gonna hear different sounds. Your speaker's gonna be able to give you more frequencies than headphones sometimes or a speaker on the phone. So I know that. So a lot of my first listens be either a headphone or pretty good headphones, like studio produced ones, or the car. So that's one of them ones. You drive, you cool, TV off. So that's one of my other favorites as well. But yeah. Track 8 is the one we spoke about just a little bit ago. Dodger Blue. I would say that's an R&B song. I would say it is. I would consider it an R&B song. And this is probably let's do 5 favorites instead of 3 because I just forgot about Dodger Blue. Then I see some other ones too. Dodger Blue is also one of my favorites. I'll put them in order at the end of the song. I mean, at the end of the video, but Dodger Blue is also one of my favorites. I forgot who the male singer is. I saw a list of all the features. A lot of them are people that we do not know. And we mean that in a respectful way. Like, I'm not saying we don't know you at all. But the only name that I saw was SZA that I knew. All the other ones I think are like maybe the PG Lane team, the new thing they got going on. So I think everybody did their thing on this album. But Dodger Blue is a good song. Great song. I think.
Did he just go black?
I have no clue, but you go ahead. Oh, there he is.
Like you said, I guess it was the R&B vibe that I got from it. I really like the beat. It's kind of slowish. I like that. And it kind of reminded me of the first one we were talking about. What was it called again? Man at the Garden. Kind of get the same vibe from it, like laid back, slow, relaxed. So probably a big reason I like the song. Lyrics ain't bad either. But
Yeah, Man at the Garden for me is a little slower, but Dodger Blue is one of the ones where you can't just turn up a whole album. Like you
gotta
gotta
have
have
some type
yeah.
of what's the word? Categories to it.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know what's the right
I disagree. It depends on the type of album you're trying to make.
Okay, so let's talk about it real quick. The only way you can turn up a whole album and it's successful is if you're a rapper, my personal opinion,
Yeah.
and if all of the songs are actually good. And that's the problem. Now, you give me an example, since you're the trap guy. You give me an example of an artist that has turned up the whole album and all the songs were good. And then we can talk about it.
Is that even possible?
Hold on. But that's iffy because
It's not iffy,
everybody's subjected to their own opinions.
but that's what music is in general. So I want to hear your opinion and we talk about it.
Well, Migos did it with Culture too.
Okay.
That's me.
No, that's a good album. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying name a more recent album though. Because I think it's dead. Honestly, I think it's dead.
Culture 3.
More recent. That's
That
not
came out
recent.
last year.
No, Tim. Did it? It couldn't have came out last year.
It came out like last year.
Culture T did not come out last year. Am I tweaking? Culture T came out 2021. What is wrong? It is 2024.
I'm tweaking. My bad. My
That's what I
bad.
said. Culture 3 is old now.
Well, hold on. Well, you ain't gonna name a recent one. Well,
Because you can't. That's my point. You can't.
No.
And this is what I was waiting on. I'm so glad you said Future because it is not. That's the worst example.
Plutoski.
No, dude. That album is not front to back. All bangers. It's not.
All bangers.
It's actually not. Like I literally said that because I knew he was gonna name Future. I knew that.
That's his favorite artist.
I knew you were gonna name
I was
Future.
actually gonna say Migos.
You was actually gonna say Migos.
Okay. If you don't mess with the Pluto one,
Mixtape Pluto.
not the Metro. We don't trust you.
Not all of it is straight hip hop, Tim. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm talking about albums that are front to back, just all rap. That's what I'm talking about.
It don't have to just be rap for it to be turn up.
Yeah, dude.
I agree.
That's what we're talking about.
It could be in a dance category and still be a turn up song.
When the last time Future made a dance song?
Yeah, I don't know. Shit.
I want to hear it. Because he hasn't.
I'm just
and them songs were R&B. Them songs was R&B on there too. You have to. My whole point, my whole opinion on it, and I'm sure Terrence gonna have the same take. You have to have a change of vibes, even if you're a rapper. Personally, we've heard so much music now. If you give me all rap, I'm just gonna be. If it's all, eventually 4 or 5 of them songs gonna merge and sound the same. I'm just gonna be honest. 4 or 5 of them are eventually gonna sound the same. You have to have a change of pace. That is so important when you're constructing an album. Where you put certain songs matters. Where you put certain
have
songs
a whole album of turn up songs. Like at some point, I'm gonna get bored. Like I don't want to turn up.
And if you have a full album of turn up songs, it needs to be 8 or 9 of them.
It's a lot, bro. Like at some point, I want to calm down. I don't want to be up the whole time. I want to be able to just
Mixtape Pluto had 17. How many tracks?
Gosh,
like I said, Migos did it with Culture too. Yeah, we going back a little far.
But that's what I'm saying. We have heard so much music now. That was 2020. That was 2019.
Dang, that was a long time ago. Talking about quick.
Culture 3 came out in 2021.
Jeez.
I said Culture 2. I'm naming
Culture 2 came out 2019, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know how many years ago it is? Now, your ears change while you get older. Like you're not going to just hear the same things unless you're a super fan. Like, and then it's going to downgrade for you. It's not going to be the same. It's not.
that part.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, music has to change, and the artist has to know that and change with it. You can't be the same person that you were 10 years ago. Not to say that I'm saying anybody is. You can't be, because we're gonna change, and you should change with the music. You should evolve with the music. So that's why when Thug did the country stuff and all that, I appreciated it because he's evolving with the music. He's trying to hit other demographics of users and stuff. That's why I appreciated it.
I'm not the biggest.
And that's just one example. I can name other artists that do it. Don Toliver with his rock. I can name plenty of other people that do it.
Did Future do it?
Future did it when he did Hendrix. That's my favorite album from him.
Different type of categories within your album is the best type of music. You don't want to just go straight rap, rap,
Tory,
I mean, and then you want to switch.
I don't know if he's going to agree with this. Alone at Prom is my all-time favorite album from Tory Lanez, and he did Disco. Maybe that's just how I am, but that's one of a lot of people's favorites album from Tory Lanez was Alone at Prom and the Deluxe. It's a change of pace. Yeah. Not to say people can't do certain things, but if you don't do it and we don't see it, then we're gonna get bored of you, and that's just that's just what it is. You're always gonna have your true fans. Future's always gonna have you, Tim, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. He's always gonna have you, but he's not gonna always have everybody else if he doesn't change and he does Hendrix. I guarantee it.
He had me on that song he did with Don Toliver.
What song? There's plenty he did with Don Toliver. They got the Heroes versus Villains joint on Metro. On that last, what you mean? Then that's that has to be Heroes versus Villains.
No, on Don Toliver's album, not his last. On Don Toliver.
Oh, the Purple Rain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not saying every song got to be great though, but yeah, that's not a great song. It's not a terrible song, but it's not a great song to me. But I think that's just something that our viewers should think about and we should talk about too. I want y'all to think about that. Like, do you think your artists have to grow and evolve? Yes. We all get older, so like y'all put y'all opinions in the comments because like that's just what I believe.
It's just like YouTubers, where you can't stay the same you was 10 years ago.
I mean, it's really with everything. Honestly, entertainment, it's really with everything. It's not even just music. It's with film. It's with YouTube. So I can say that's sports, entertainment, everything. Sports. It's with everything.
I agree and disagree because just like you said, for your core fans, No.
Your core fans gotta grow with you though. Like they don't. Why would you want why would you want your favorite artist or favorite sport to be stagnant? Like okay, for example, I use the NBA. The NBA is all these threes. What the hell happened to defense? I want to see somebody actually be able to contest and hand check and do all different type of stuff. I don't want to see, and it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because Curry changed the game, which is good. He changed it at one point, but can we now? It's 10 years later. Can we switch it up and like evolve it in some other type of way? Same thing with the All-Star.
But Curry, when it comes to sports, Curry is just so. What's the word? Transcending that to the point where he's created something entirely different to where we may not ever see a mid-range.
But no, I get that, and I respect that. But it's just like, why 10 years later? Are more teams starting to like? We went from averaging just random, say 15 threes a game, to Curry era to like 25 threes a game. Now you got teams shooting 40 threes a game.
I think it's just math. I think it's simple math because 3 is more than 2, and the more you chuck up. I mean, that's for the teams that can shoot. That can't shoot though. They have to worry about living or dying by it. For the teams that are okay at it, and for the teams that are great at it, they'll gladly get up 30-something threes as a team.
See, we can make a video on this, but the NBA is losing viewership yearly. And it's for reasons like people want to be able to see defensive plays. I don't want everything to be a little ticky.
You think that's why the NBA is losing viewership because of defense?
I think one of the biggest reasons is the referees, bro. Everything's a foul. I don't want to see nobody shooting at the free throw line. Like you're taking more time up from the game. You like free throws stop the clock. It's too many commercial timeouts. That's my biggest problem with sports. Not just basketball, it's all sports. It's too many freaking commercials. The commercials take way too long. Halftime is like 15 minutes. That's not too bad. But, bro, there's little problems that the NBA can do to fix this, bro. Cut down on the gosh dang threes. Stop all these stupid commercial breaks. The All-Star game needs to be fixed. There needs to be the best defensive guys, Giannis, Jonathan Isaac, all these guys should be able to play defense. You should be able to not like
I mean
play and stuff, but it got to be some fixes, bro. There's different.
I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna stand on what I said.
I get what you're saying.
I agree and disagree. Like I said, for your core fans, yes, they should have that choice of whether they want to grow with you or not. Because for me, for example, Future is one of my favorite artists. He's not my favorite artist. I don't personally have a favorite artist because I don't know an
We're
artist.
talking okay. We're talking about let me be more specific. We're talking about the artist where you hear an album come out, you're gonna rush to go listen to it. He may not be your favorite, but you know Future is there. Like you're going to
Yeah,
go right to
oh,
it.
without a doubt.
Okay, so we're
Like
talking about those people. Like we're talking about those demographic of people.
that's why I personally feel like Plutowski is up there because yeah, I might be a core fan and that's like what? That's what
Plutowski is up there
2010
in what regard, Tim? In what regard? Of
in
Future
one of his
songs?
hardest albums. Yes.
It's mixtape Pluto is the album name. You keep saying Plutowski. That's the
I
track
don't know
name.
why it's what it,
I'm
oh,
just so
you know what album I'm talking about.
in Plutowski. He's saying, checking
Hey,
that,
first of all,
bro.
hey,
You come
hey,
on, bro. There's
That's
no
like
way
high
you
school
think
type
hey,
of
that.
vibe.
hey,
There's no
hey,
way that is that hard to you, bro.
everybody likes what they like.
See, but that's weird though. Like
That's stupid, bro.
if you're in ninth grade and you say your favorite artist come out, and then you grow up 10 years later, you graduated 10 years out of school, like we are now, pretty much, and they still doing the same thing. Are you not gonna be
Okay,
like
so
turned off from
let
it?
me let me let me pick it back. Hold on. Let
I'm
me pick
not
it back off there real quick. Let me pick it back
saying
off there real quick.
don't grow. I'm not saying like if Future literally like let's say if Future never dropped Hendrix, then we will have a problem. If he
Okay, so
never
that's my question. So that's my question. You're telling me you know my all time favorite Future song is Cody and Crazy. You know that. I can't hear Cody and Crazy for 10 years.
I agree.
Okay,
But
so
10 years
what are you
from
disagreeing
now,
about then?
from 10 years from now though, I wouldn't mind hearing another Codeine Crazy.
You wouldn't mind hearing another Cody and Crazy. I get
10 years
that.
later, that's crazy.
No, I agree with that part.
That's
Just
like
because
saying
you've
10
done
years of no
something,
growth.
no. That's no.
No,
That's not true. That's not true. Because you can have
that's like
a
saying
let me
just
think.
because you like Michael Jackson in a certain age and then like what he did after.
No, not you, the person. I mean, the art. Like, if he make a Future made a song album today, and it's like 2024 type of song, and then 2034, if he's still making music by then, and he make the same type of vibe album 10 years later, are you not
No,
gonna question the
no,
artist?
he's
Like,
talking about a specific track, and that's why I agree with him with that. I can hear another Coding Crazy from Future if it's something different, but it has the same vibe as Coding Crazy. I'm okay with that. What I'm saying is I can't hear another 30, 40, 50 of them.
And and
That's what
you
I'm
want
saying.
was
That's what I'm saying.
you said what?
I'm saying like one song, like Coding Crazy, like I said, that's my favorite all-time Future song. I wouldn't mind hearing another Coding Crazy. And what I mean by that is not the actual song Coding Crazy, but something that has the same vibes as that. I don't
Yeah.
mind hearing that. I don't mind hearing that maybe another 2, 3 times. But since we're talking about Future's long career, he's one of the goats of Atlanta. We all know that. He couldn't do just all Coding Crazies. He had to switch it up. Even when you're a fan, you're still, it's only but so much you're going to take. I'm just going to be completely honest.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I said
That's
that
why I
me
was
and you had this conversation off camera when I talked about Uzi. It's the same thing. He did not grow. And I like some of Uzi's songs, but I like the ones where it's actually him. The stuff that he didn't grow with us, he's still there. So now his demographic is just the people in college and high school. We're no longer that no more. And that's fine. Like he know what the
but
numbers are.
I
He know what
was
the numbers
just
are.
about
That's
to
cool.
say, is that a bad thing that as an artist, maybe you just particularly
I
like
think it's
what
a bad thing. I think it's a
that's
bad thing when you grew up with the artists that I mean, you grew up with the people that you're with that started listening to you first, and you don't appease to them while appeasing to the generation under us.
I
Then I
think the
think it's bad.
problem, more
Then
so
I
the
think it's bad.
problem would be like a little pump, for example. Like he had a little time on the, I guess, so he was hot,
Yeah,
and he
year or two.
never grew, and then he got left behind. I think that'd be one of the biggest problems for the artists. Some artists get left behind if they don't grow with the fan base. If that makes sense.
what's the well, hold
Just
on,
like
what's the
just like
hold on, hold on.
XXXTentacion, just like him. Is that's a perfect example. He was making the music that he was. He got popular. And then he started, we all know he had other issues going on. Life is life. And he made slower music. He made melodic music. He He represented his poetry on songs. He got another fan base, and the people that are already his fans grew with him. That's evolving. That's a perfect
Yeah.
example of evolving. Not everyone does that. So if Future doesn't do Hendrix, if Thug doesn't do Beautiful Thug Girls, or Pink, right? That's the other one.
No
You're
punk.
not gonna Punk. I'm sorry. Thank you. You're not gonna have all your fans. That's in my opinion. That's not me
If,
saying that
if
you won't
Thug
have
don't do
your
us
other
so,
fans.
if we could be real, if Thug don't do so much fun,
Nah, that's still Thug's lane though. I would say so much fun is still. Why? Why? The ski is on there, right?
no
Or is it surf? I'm tripping.
surf. That's
Yeah,
surf.
that's Thug's bag. What you mean? That's Thug's bag.
Look, that album,
What songs we got?
it sounded the same, but it just gave different vibes. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, we had a little conversation. I think that's a good conversation for people to talk on, the viewers. Let's get right back to it a little bit. Dodger Boo, we spoke on that. Track 9, Peekaboo. Um,
I go first. I like it.
you like Peekaboo for real? Really?
It's not a bad song. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So I like it. It's just
That's
I don't know. It's feel like a weird song.
It's one of his free songs. Like he's just
Niggas
like
just talking.
yeah. It's one of his free songs. I'll say that there's no bad song on here, and I truly mean that. Um, but I can acknowledge that it's no bad song, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be like a no skip song album for me.
Oh,
Like
yeah, there's some songs that skill.
yeah, like Peekaboo is just one of the ones where it's cool. I wouldn't mind hearing it, but I'm not gonna rush to play it again. Like I already know which ones I'm gonna rush to play again. Peekaboo is not on that list.
Fact.
That's just personally my opinion. Um, yeah, I mean, anything else for track 9? Track 10, Heart Part 6. This is actually hilarious because Drake did a diss and named it Heart Part 6, and I got confused because I was like, wait, didn't Kendrick do a Heart Part 6 already? But it wasn't, it was Drake. So then for him to name Heart Part 6 again, like that didn't
Oh
exist.
no,
It's really
no, I
funny.
thought he did.
No, what do you mean?
Oh,
Drake did a diss song called The Heart Part 6. Okay.
Well, if that's the case, he just flat out hate Drake at this point.
And then he named a song Heart Part 6. But the song didn't technically exist on DSPs, which is the streaming platform. So you can't really technically say that it was real per se. It was just the diss stuff. But I mean, we know how legendary Kendrick's heart tracks are. Heart Part 6 was one of my other favorites too. That's one of my other favorites on this track. I mean on this album, Heart Part 6. It speaks about his growing into his career with other people for TDE, Top Dog, talking about the times they were rapping, they were in
yeah,
studios, doing a whole bunch of stuff. Hard Part 6 is one of my other favorites too.
a whole bunch of.
No, I didn't say that he didn't. I
What did he
said
say? I can't hear him.
he said Kendrick made a whole bunch of other heart part songs. I know that. I didn't say that he didn't. I said during the whole beef stuff, Drake one of his Drake disses were
Oh,
Heart Part 6. That's what I said.
oh,
And Kendrick just completely just acted like that didn't exist, which I guess it like I was just telling Terrence, it really technically didn't. I mean, that wasn't Kendrick's song, so who cares? And then named it Heart Part 6 anyway, which is funny.
yeah, because I remember the Heart Part 5.
Heart Part
That
5 was a single and it came out as a deluxe on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
yep.
Yeah. So yeah. That's
By
my
the way,
that's one of my other favorites on here, Heart Part 6.
best album. By the way,
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's crazy that you say that because a lot of people did not like that album.
that's Kendrick.
Rightfully so.
Like
I would say rightfully so.
somebody, I forgot who it was. They was an artist, but they was like
Little Bow
the
Wow.
reason a lot of people don't like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is because
Oh,
To
jeez.
flip?
I don't know. I think someone's.
Do not disturb, my friend. Do not disturb.
I think that's what's going on. Okay. While he's coming back, track 11 GNX.
I like the song. I was just listening to this. It's actually one of my favorite ones on here.
That is the song that I do not like.
I
That's
like the
probably
beat.
the least liked. Hold on, let me hear.
Maybe it's just the beat that I like. I like the beat. So
Yeah, that's the
kind of got it
yeah,
hard.
that's the one. GNX is the least liked one for me. Put your phone on do not disturb or whatever you got on do not disturb. Cause I think that's what's going. Okay. Um. Yeah, GNX is not a bad song. It's just not one of the ones I like the most either. I don't have to go back to the song and I'd be okay. Uh,
It's one of them skippable songs.
just for skippable for me. Like it's still a good song, but I don't have to hear it. Like I can acknowledge it's good, but it's not my style. I don't really like the vibe of that song.
Oh, he got SZA in two songs.
Yeah, Gloria.
I ain't heard
Right.
it yet. I'm waiting on Tim to come back, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can wait a little bit. So track. So we're gonna wait for Tim to come back. And he'll say what he was saying about the missing around the big steppers, which would be good because it'll be kind of like a further outro of the other album.
My
Okay.
my
Is
phone
your phone
started.
is your phone on do not disturb?
Yeah, my phone. No, it's. I think my phone started overheating. Like what the fuck? But I realized.
Oh, okay. Okay.
he got a whole other video shit.
Save your thing that you was finna say for missing around the big steppers to last. Save that real quick.
All right.
We just talked about track 11. Okay, he's gone again. Um, track 12, Gloria. Did you listen to it yet?
Yeah, it's cool. It's solid.
Yeah, that's an. I think that's a solid outro. I'll be honest. Um, the symbolism
SZA
on
has
that song, the symbolism on that song too is really cool. I think it's really creative. He's always creative. So that's one of the songs you gotta read the lyrics and listen to it at the same time. That's what I would say. It took me a few songs to like, wow, I see what he's talking about. Um, yeah, so that's really about it. I mean, like I said, we only had 12 songs. That's a great album. 12 songs. I'm cool. Uh,
A GNX sound like one of them songs Braun would be bumping before he go hoop. I can
I
see the
know,
meme
right?
now.
Yeah, I can. Like that, yeah, exactly. They'll probably edit the old one where he be in the locker room and then edit that song on there. Cause they be doing stuff like that all the time. So overall, now that we're here, how do you feel about the record?
Oh, it's good. It's Kendrick. It's always good. Like I'm not even gonna say here lie. I'm not the biggest Kendrick guy. I don't listen to Kendrick religiously like a lot of people do. I listen to it when we do like stuff like this, but if I'm by myself, just being honest, I'm not gonna turn it on. And there's no disrespect to him. It's not like his music is overcomplicated. I know how overcomplicated music can be. I know how deep he can go, and I'm cool with that. I love artists like that. But I've never been like the type of person that's just gonna instantly turn on Kendrick. And I don't know why. I ain't got nothing against the dude, but this album's good, like any other of his album. I'll have to, like, let me phrase it. I'll listen to it when I make time for it. I'm not the type of person that's gonna rush to it, if that makes sense. So it's a good album, but I'm not gonna be one of the type of people to rush to a Kendrick album. I'll get to it when I get to it.
That makes sense. I think Kendrick is definitely a right place, right time guy, and we don't mean that in a disrespectful way. He's not gonna always make the hype songs that are gonna be playing in the club. He's like I said, he's always been the Kendrick that we know and love. He has millions of fans for a reason. He's gonna rap his ass off. He's gonna have concepts. He's gonna give you all these different metaphors to tell you about what his life is, how he's thinking, how he's feeling, and how he feels the culture is as a whole. So I agree with that. I'm not a huge Kendrick fan either, but if he drops an album, I will go listen to it. I respect his pen that much, and he's still one of the big dogs to me. Even before this disc, he was still one of the big dogs to me. So I'm always listening because I'm a music lover. Um, scale 1 to 10, where y'all put this album?
Hmm.
It's only been on a couple days, but
I
how
got to
y'all
go
feeling
back
so
and
far?
actually listen to the whole thing again, but as of right now, I get like 8.5 just because I don't want to be biased and say 10 because that's what everybody else say. I have to go back and legit listen to it again. So I would say like 8.5 just for now. So I
Yeah,
can actually go back and get deeper into the album.
I'm comfortable with an 8.
I'm going to say an 8.5. I'll be honest, how I am to get a 9 and a 10, you have to have no skips. And by no skips, I mean I love every song, which I don't hear. I've already acknowledged that I have favorites. I've acknowledged that there are good songs, but I wouldn't go back to them. And I acknowledge that there's songs I wouldn't rush to go back to. So would it be a 9 for me? It would not be an 8 because the point 5 for me, the concept enough and how great of a lyricist he is gives me that. I have to give him that respect. It's Kendrick Lamar. 8.5 out of 10 for me for right now. And like we said, this it's 2 days in. If we do another video, we feel differently, we'll definitely address it. But 8.5 for me. But I think that's solid for everybody though. So that's good. What were you saying about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers before we close out?
I'm gonna give it a 9. But
you giving it a 9? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I was saying I forgot the artist that said it, but he was saying the reason Kendrick didn't win, I think, album of the year that year is because Kendrick made a lot of people face their demons. That's why they didn't vote.
Yeah. Because Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was truth. That's what it was, and people were afraid of the truth.
That shit hurt so many feelings.
It was basically a therapy session, basically, and it was so personal, it's why it's one of my favorite albums from him. But people didn't like it. I think I have To Pimp a Butterfly. Still, I mean, he has great albums. Good Kid, Mad City, crazy. Crazy.
That's what I mean, though. Like
Pimp a Butterfly, crazy.
All three of those albums are like different, though.
Yeah,
completely different.
In a way, yeah.
Me, I wouldn't be mad if he put out 3 straight Good Kid, Mad Cities.
I wouldn't be mad either. I think that's a Kendrick that we haven't gotten in so long, but that was also a young Kendrick that was just coming into the game too. So, but that's what we talk about evolving. He's evolved. He's still gonna be Kendrick. He's gonna rap the same, but he got more stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? So that just comes with it. But yeah.
But I was getting into it depends on your preference at the end of the day.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh.
No. Definitely does. So you said you're giving to Mess Around the Big Steppers a 9 or GNX a 9?
I'm giving GNX a 9.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 8 at first.
Morale is getting a 10.
Okay.
I don't like that argument though, because sometimes artists want to be able to move on and evolve with their stuff, and then they be trying to pander to the fans when they first start. That's not really fair to the artists.
That's another thing.
That's fair too. That's a good point.
That's fair too, because I feel like that's unfair for the artist if he wants to grow. Because
it's a lose-lose situation, because if you do what the masses want to hear when you come out and then you switch up, they're gonna be looking at you like, who is this guy? But if you don't stay to your own who you are as a person, how you want to be perceived when you first come out, then you may not get the attention that you want because you're trying to be yourself. You're not trying to appease the mass of people. That's a lose-lose when you're an artist. I think that's a difficult situation.
Like prime example is 21 and Lil Baby.
Well, one of those people are just not good. So,
wow, that was crazy.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm not a. Okay, let me acknowledge who I don't think is good. To be honest, both of them are falling off to me personally. But the one that I just never was fond of is Lil Baby. I mean, just tell me how he's any other different than Atlanta rapper. Just tell me.
Huh?
Just tell me how he's any different. All his sounds sound the same.
Yeah.
Most of them. There's like 90% of his songs
sound the same.
21 actually, to me, he actually ventured out more. Personally,
so like singing music. I mean, he still sound. If we talking about him in general sounding the same,
he still did work with singing artists too. That matters.
I'm not talking about just Drake. Didn't he do it too? I mean, I don't know Lil Baby like that.
He didn't do it well. That's the problem.
Nigga fell off a cliff.
He didn't do it.
Had his chance and lost it.
No,
Lil Baby's best feature is Hurricane with Kanye and Weeknd on Donda.
What was that song?
And that's not even a singing song, but he's working with The Weeknd, which we obviously know is one of the hugest pop stars.
The Bigger Picture, when
Kanye, one of the biggest artist producers.
When Lil Baby did the bigger picture.
Was that who's that with?
No, I'm saying in general, that was his song.
No, I don't know that. I wasn't being sarcastic. I thought you was talking about like he did a feature with somebody that was an R&B artist or something.
Yeah. No, the reason I brought up Lil Baby and 21 is because 21 after that album, I Am I Was, and for me, for Lil Baby after the Bigger Picture, that's when they started to branch out from.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean,
And then
That's just how I feel. Honestly, I'm not saying 21 is way higher than him on this totem pole. I'm not, but Little Baby's at the bottom. This is my opinion.
everybody hates Baby now.
21 Savage is not any much different though. Like I don't know how long he can start doing
any better or any different.
I mean,
higher,
like I don't know how many other creative ways you can say you F somebody girl, you shot somebody. It runs out. I mean, what are we gonna do after that?
You know what I need from 21? An actual diss battle. Somebody who's not afraid to go at him.
I don't see him dissing him, but I don't think he'll be good at that. Maybe it's just me. I don't. Bro, all the 21 music in my phone is gone. I just took all that. I deleted all of it because I don't listen to him. Every single song I had of him is gone.
Dang.
That's a lot of rappers though. Like my phone is slowly getting depleted of rap music in general, so he had to go too.
Yeah, I mean,
I would never get rid of rap music.
I wouldn't say never. It depends.
I would, because it ain't, in my opinion. I feel like it's biased as fuck to say, or I feel like it's biased and in a way judgmental, trying to tell somebody to grow up. And
no, it ain't.
No, because that's
how is that biased? That's life. When we get older, we supposed to grow up. I'm confused.
Hold on.
Everybody grows up. Everybody turns a year older.
Let me explain.
All right.
Are we talking music or life?
He's talking about music.
I was about to say, excuse me.
Music.
I mean, they go hand in hand. I mean,
life
is the head of all this.
What I'm saying is basically, I feel like it's biased because you're trying to tell somebody how to live their life in a way.
No, because when I'm 10, I shouldn't be listening to the same music as I was when I was 10. Since I'm 29 now, that'd be kind of stupid.
No, wait.
No, if I get joy out, if I'm listening to the same music I did when I was, let's go 19 or 10 years ago, and I'm 29, like,
but you can.
I gotta grow up.
I disagree because hold on.
Though.
I disagree because our grandparents listen to their music that they listen to when they're in their 20s still, and we classify their music as good.
Who's we?
Everybody. Nobody says old school music is bad. Nobody has said.
I think that's just how we were raised, though.
That's
I think our generation is afraid to say that.
I say, what was we talking about? Rap music though? Like, who was talking about rap music though? Like,
that's what I'm slowly getting into. It seems that other genres of music is more acceptable after
because they evolve and they go forward. Rap music stays consistent and stops for some strange reason. I
get what Tim is saying.
I get what he's saying too, but rap music is, people look at rap music as like redundant. I think I used that word.
I know. I think it's the stigmas behind what rap music signifies. You don't hear the same backlash for pop, Afro beats, and all these other things. He has a valid point. I agree with that.
You also hear other genres of music talking about popping somebody, killing somebody, drugging
which
somebody.
Which is what I'm saying. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. I get it. I'm just saying it's a lose-lose. No, but that's the black culture. That's hip hop culture.
But that's just I would say that's more of the fans changing it to that, because if you think about
it, that's artists.
Oh no, hold on.
You can't blame us because they decided to make music like that.
Hear me out. They're going to make music that they know people are going to listen to. They didn't just out of the blue say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of killer music," not knowing that a whole bunch of people are going to like this.
But rap has always been killing music.
No, rap.
Well, the hard rap, my bad. The hard rap.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the 90s. It was the same thing. What's the difference? Rap has always been like that. Hard rap, not the kind of laid back rap.
I feel like that's the
I gotta stop saying that on YouTube
of rap, because rap is still at the end of the day a story.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Well,
to who? Certain artists is the story. A lot of artists is
like
just yap.
The reason you can say that is because they're just saying the same story over.
That's not a story. Saying I popped the bottle, I went to the club. That's not a story. That's just me telling you about my day.
I guess it's somebody's life, which could be a story.
I mean, how's that different from Kendrick
going to the club?
And that could be somebody's story. I'm just saying.
I'm popping bottles. I'm going to the club. I got money. I flex my money.
All right, hold on. That's a perfect example.
Story. Yeah, Terrence. What is the difference from Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole talking about how, oh, I was stressed when I was 9 because
Yeah, it's no different. It's
like
just
there's
the
no
fan base that comes with them, and they're different. That's all. But the stories
there's
are not the same. I mean, not that different.
So you want to hear about somebody's personal life story and how they evolved to the life story? You want to hear
what
about
I
somebody's
am saying,
somewhat life
Terrence,
story
is
and how they didn't evolve, or how
It's
they
just a
what
didn't
I
grow
subject.
with the
It's
music,
subject
I
matter
guess.
is the main concern here. Subject matter. If we're giving
yes.
stories that people can relate to, and we can actually give some actual motivation of something in life, cool. If we're talking about
Don't that
just
go back
killings all
to
the
it?
time, it's still a story, Terrence. Whether you like
Doesn't
it or
that
not,
go
it's still
back
a
to what
story.
he just said, like about rap music and why it's like, what's the word he used? How it's um, crap, I forgot what I was
I
gonna
agree
say.
with him. It's all stories.
I forgot
You
what I was
just
gonna
don't
say.
like the story, and
Yeah, we
that's why.
Oh yeah, that's what I was say. It's about like how he said about I guess rap evolving and stuff. When you're in high school, it's cool, I guess, at some point to listen to club music and this about a woman and I did this with a woman and I got money. That's fine, but at 29, am I really still trying to hear that?
No, but some 29, and that was my point. Some 29-year-olds can still hear that, but still be an evolved person.
I disagree because 2 Chainz made that false. That nigga's that nigga reignited his rap career at the age of 40.
I mean, he's not. Okay, that's just a bad example. 2 Chainz is not that great, guys. Okay, I'm
He's
sorry.
not.
Disagree. I'm not
Right.
saying he's the best, but we're not gonna say 2 Chainz is trash now.
I mean,
Like,
It's not
I
good.
said he's not the greatest. He's not a great example of that. That's all.
I don't think
how
he's a
is he
good
not a
artist.
great example of that? He's literally a 40-year-old rapper
He needs
rapping
to
like
stop.
That no one really. I don't hear nobody hoop line about 2 Chainz. I'm just saying,
I
like.
don't anymore, but at the time, that man was 40. Dropped True Religion.
Gucci Mane's a
That
better
was,
example.
and it was. How is that not a good example?
I say Gucci Mane's a better example.
We gotta
Well,
finish it
Gucci.
up, boys.
Well,
Yeah,
Gucci's.
yeah, I know.
Uh,
All right, so
yeah, he would be a
let's
better.
leave it in the comments. Let's
I
leave it in the
think he would
comments.
be a better example.
Yeah, let's leave it in the comments. But thank y'all for rocking with us. This was episode 58. We did the Kendrick Lamar GNX reaction. This is our personal Instagrams below. Don King, Wrestling Geek, something chill. Like, comment, subscribe to Know It All Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe to Wrestling Geek as well. Head over there. It'll be in the link below. Our Instagram for the podcast, Know It All Podcast YT, TikTok, Know It All Podcast, and we appreciate your time. This is episode 58. 58. And that's it.